Hello, this is Show83. This is my AOR highlights of Spain. It is round 5, and as you can see, looking on the weather indicator, it's going to be heavy rain for the start of the race here in Spain, which is a bit of a shame. I don't really like the rain at all, but so we're going to load the setup now, and I'm just going to try and show you what I do is change the setup to be wet, so obviously changing the fuel because it's qualifying in the dry. I don't want to change it too much because it's obviously dry and qualifying, but the wings I end up putting a little bit higher. The transmission is okay. Basically, suspension, I'm just making it so it's a little less extreme and more balanced. And the ballast I'm putting down a tick to make it a bit more stable in the corners, and lowering the brake pressure so it's a bit harder to lock up. And then put the wing up to 9, and then the front wing you can change on the grid of the race. So I'll probably put it up to 6. So we're on a 6.9 with 8 ballast, which is probably about right for the rain. But then going into the laps now, this is my first lap in qualifying. We're looking for a decent lap because my lap time in Bahrain was only 8 tenths off pole, so that's pretty good for my standards. So if we can continue that here in Spain, then it'd be pretty good. But unfortunately, on the first lap, I've already corner cut, which has not gone well. It's just corner cut turn 1. So yeah, that's that lap gone. Then it's my second lap in qualifying. Coming through, I just went straight out for another lap after that, and coming through down towards turn 5, which the corner I never really could get right that well, and we turned too early and invalidate again. So, but luckily I do have enough fuel to go and lean and then go for another lap, which I'm doing now. And unfortunately, Herschel was on the apex there, not quite sure what he's doing. But yeah, so that's my this is the start of my fastest lap in qualifying. You can see because Herschel was on the apex of the last corner, I've lost about a tenth, probably a tenth and a half to the best people's times down the first straight, but turn 1, 2, and 3 clipping the curves pretty nicely, not running too wide. We don't have to we lift a slight bit through the turn 3, but not too much. So unfortunately, it's not been perfect, and we're still like red in the first sector compared to my previous best, which is invalid. So this lap will be will actually count as long as I keep it clean. So we're a tenth and a half down coming towards turn 4 now, turn 5 sorry, and braking down to third gear. Don't try and go on the curb on exit, which I've actually done there. Lost the back end a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. So this lap is not coming together very well so far. We're 2 tenths down. We missed the apex by quite a bit there. So this lap has really not been good so far. So can we try and recover it in the middle sector? We turn in too early, well not too early, but about right for that corner. Clip on the inside curve, and that was actually pretty good. We've already gained the 3 tenths that we were down already. So then break it 100 metres, down to second gear, clipping the inside curve nicely there. The middle sector has been okay, I'd say. I'm down into maybe third gear for a bit of turning, but we keep it in 4th this time. Around the long right hander, we lose the back end. So yeah, this lap has been scrappy as anything, to be honest. And down to second gear now for the final chicane, clipping left and turning to the right. Don't cut the corners, and accelerating up to the line now. We're quite a long way up. That's because I backed off my previous laps. It's not going to be anywhere near pole position, and it is a 20.3, I believe that is. So that's absolutely terrible. So now we're back in the pits, trying to go out again on the new set of tyres. But unfortunately, there is not enough time left. So yeah, I've bottled that completely. I shouldn't have done 3 laps, and I probably should have just got a good banker in, which I always struggle with doing, which is pretty annoying. So I'm just going to invite Mills back as well, because he's trying to he's disconnected from qualifying. So unfortunately, there's not enough time left to do another lap. You can see a minute and 10 seconds, which isn't enough time to do a lap. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to retire from the session. And that's going to leave me, I think, last on the grid. We'll have a look. Bob was my teammate, is actually on pole by 27,000, so a second ahead of 0, so that's pretty good for him. So hopefully he can get a good result to carry Red Bull, as I'm not really doing my my bit at the minute. But yeah, 2 seconds off pole position, half a second off the next driver in 18th place, so not too good at all. But now onto the grid for the 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. Heavy rain, coming at a decent start here. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a decent start using lean mix for better traction. We've already got alongside Herschel and Fluffy Pillow ahead, and we're up into 17th and now 16th as we got a very good start there. 3 wide ahead of me were Hayden, Oasis and Smithson, and we're going to the outside line, trying to brake in a straight line. Don't lock the brakes, but it's extremely difficult to see what's happening. It's like spray everywhere. LK's been forced out a bit wide by Smithson, so we're trying to take advantage here. We're up into 14th already, gone around the outside, a few drivers on the inside, and now through turn 3, LK is on the outside. We're getting a bit of a narrower line. Can we try and go up the inside off turn 4 now? Not really in a position to. We're going to brake on the outside, switch to the just avoid the McLaren attack, and yes, we have almost lost the front wing there on the McLaren on the outside as he went wide, but we're up into 13th from 18th, so pretty good already. And now we're going to dive at the inside of turn 6 on LK. Can we make that work? And yes, we do actually. He's had to back out, but he's over the curb, but we have the inside line for the next corner, as long as we can get a decent exit, which we have done. Now braking just as the curve starts on the right hand side, and we're forcing him wide and up into 12th place on the first lap. That is an unbelievable start in the wet, and just got to have confidence in these conditions, go for stuff. You've got to go for the moves, and Extreme's now right ahead of me, getting a bit held up by the McLaren and Smithson, and I boring shot ahead. He's gone for a move, but then backed out of it. I tried to look on the outside, but Tapan is trying to the inside of me, so I've got to try and block him off, as we have done there. Got the outside line, so it's a bit of a better line. And now coming through this section, Extremes is actually being blocked off by Boring. We're at the inside of Extremes. Can we make this move into the final sector? Very difficult to run side by side, but we're going to go for it anyway. Now diving at the inside, break a bit too late, and that has not gone well. It slammed into the inside Extremes, got a load of oversteer, and LK's actually gone back at the inside. We're back up the inside of LK, very opportunistic, but it doesn't come off, and no damage done luckily. And over the curbs now, and LK is going to break away a little bit down the pit straight, but we misses the apex. We've hit the apex pretty well there, putting it up into Rich for better strike and speed down the straight, and that move into the chicane was pretty stupid by me. But Extremes is lagging up ahead, and LK is being held up there. Extremes, I think, has got the X next to his name, and there we go, he's disconnected. So unfortunate, but I'll take it. It's giving me an extra position. So me and LK now up into 11th and 12th, and we're only, if we overtake LK, only a position away from a point, which is what I really want after qualifying 18th. But obviously you can't expect it after such an awful qualifying session, which I had. But luckily, within the first few laps, we're up into a decent position of 12th place. But now LK has broken away from me a lap later, and Tapan is right behind. So we're trying to defend into turn 1. It's India slipstream, which I don't think is actually working because people have left the session already. But Tapan is around the outside. It's turn 1, breaking 100 metre board and trying to force him wide, but he's still there. We've got leaving space on turn 2, which we have done. He's made a bit of contact with my side pod, but no damage done. And we're up the inside turn 3, which should be my corner because it's such a long corner that the inside line basically, unless he Fernando Alonso, the inside line always wins in that situation. And T-Vodka shot there on the right hand side has actually spun off, I think. So we're up into 11th place now, and that's what I'm saying. Like, one dropout and we're into the top 10 if we could stay with LK, but now that is not the case. And so now one more dropout now and we're into the top 10, but unfortunately gone a bit wide here in the last sector. And Tapan is going to try and look up the inside as he into the next corner. Yes, he is broken very late, trying to block him off, but he's up the inside, and we have the inside line for the first part of the chicane, just breaking late, trying to force him out over the curb, but he's actually still there, so had to leave him a bit of space, and he's gone past now down the inside of the chicane, which is a move you never really see, but fair play to him, he's gone for it and it worked. But now we're right behind after getting a better exit, but unfortunately Slipstream is gone, so it's going to be pretty difficult to make a move into turn 1, but we're going to try and make sure it works anyway. But you can see he's pulling away on the straight when I've got well, I'm supposed to have slipstream, so this game's brilliant, as you can see. We've hit the apex of turn 1 a little bit better than him, and the turn 2 apex, so he's gone wide, so we're going to try and get a good run off turn 3 now, and maybe set up a move into turn 4. Tapan is running wide, he's not really lifting off, so now over the artificial curve on the left hand side, we're on the inside of turn 4 of Tapan, and there should be quite a good move for us. We're up into 11th place, yes, because he has to back out on the outside line. It's a very long corner, 180 degrees, so the inside line basically rules, as turn 3 as well. So now defending the inside, he's still trying to look up the inside there, but we've just Verstappen him a little bit and got up the blocks the inside line enough so he can't get up the inside. But now onto lap 11, we're going to pit for the I think another set of, it might be intermediates, I think, I can't remember. Yes, it is. KJ, you can see in the top left, is on Inters already, who is one of the lead cars. He's very quick in this division, so, and I'm putting the front wing down a tick, which you might see on the front. I don't know if that's in the game yet. No, it isn't, but we're pitting onto intermediates. You can see the Team Vodka shop behind is on the wets, and there's LK, who we were quite close to battling, but he's pulled a bit of a gap, so maybe I was a lap late pitting onto Inters there, but it's lap 12, still a long way to go, and a few dropouts in the top 10, and I'm into the points, which is a bit optimistic that it might happen, but we can always hope. And now we're still ahead of Hayden, luckily, by quite a big distance, but he's obviously got the warmed up tyres, so the first sector of this lap might be a bit compromised compared to Hayden's. So yes, you can see lap 15, about 3 laps later, he does seem to have better pace than me, as he's caught up pretty rapidly, but we've got a decent run off the final corner, but he's got a better run, I think, in the Williams, and we've missed the apex of the last corner slightly over the curbs, and Hayden's going to have a run here. Now down into turn 1, we're trying to block the inside, but we're now been to 11th, I think, a few more people pitted. So one place away from points, which is pretty good, but you can see my straight line speed is still pretty ridiculous, but Hayden's going to dive at the inside anyway, and just as down the pit straight, you saw how little slipstream is actually working, because I was pulling away massively from Hayden there, but we did get a corner cut on the inside of turn 2, but now through turn 3, Hayden's going to try and do what I just have to tap on and dive at the inside of turn 4 as we're trying to squeeze him onto the inside of the curb and just about defend that position for the time being. Hayden has to stay behind for now on lap 16, but now onto the lap 18, a few laps later, in the middle sector, I've got a little bit of a slow run through there. Hayden's going to be all over me. I think Tapan's right behind him as well, but Apex, you can see ahead, is a yellow flag ahead, to see is out of the session, and that means that we're up into 10th, so now there's a lot of points. Well, there's not a lot of points, there's 1 point on the line, to correct myself there, but that means that this is a battle for a point, and Hayden is going to try and take it off me if he can. He's with pretty similar pace around most tracks, but I think in these conditions and at this track he's a bit faster than me, so it's going to be an uphill battle to try and hold him behind, but we'll do my best. And through the last sector now, and Hayden's got diving inside there actually. I didn't expect that, and we're trying to defend it. Yes, we have just forced him over the curb on the outside. That should give me a much better run down towards turn 1, as he was got a very compromised exit. But you can see I've been drifting through the last corner, and now we're in rich mix, but he's going to be right behind. I think this is Herschel actually, not Tapan. So it's Herschel in the runner right behind. Yes, it is, and Hayden's going to be in my slipstream, although it's not actually working, and we're trying to defend the inside. He's going to switch it to the outside. I'm going to try and brake late then, force him over the curb and the outside. Yes, I have done that pretty successfully. Hayden has to stay behind for the time being, but I've gone wide in turn 2. That's going to compromise my entry and exit of turn 3 here. And Hayden's going to have a better run, but is he going to have enough speed to go up the inside of turn 4? It doesn't look like he is, unless he absolutely dive bombs it, which he has tried to do, but I broke very late there and tried to close down on the braking zone just a little bit. And we've got a bit of oversteer though, and Hayden has also got a bit of oversteer, I think, and he's going to dive the inside of turn 5 now, and we've got a bit of contact there, but I've held it around the outside, and just about, that was a bit of a half move there from Hayden to try and put me off, I think, but it didn't really work. And now onto that 20. He's still right behind me, and he's going to go on the outside of turn 1 once again, but we've broken a little bit later than him, and just about got a decent run through turn 1 and 2, but not as good as him. Once again, with the better line for him, he's got a good run out of turn 2 and into turn 3. I've gone a bit wide, and that's going to be on the white line. Don't want to accelerate on that, otherwise he will just spin out. And Hayden is now running outside of turn 4. I've got the inside line though, which should sort me out. And yes, it has. Hayden's got to back out, but Herschel's now. Oh no, Hayden's on switchback. Sorry, Hayden is running outside off turn 5 now. We're going to try and brake later than him. Can we do that? Just about. He's not fully ahead of my car, and we've got the inside line. He's got to take a wide line, and that has allowed Herschel to actually get up the inside off turn 7 now. And I think Herschel did pass him. Yes, he did. So later on the same lap, I've gone wide now, which is not good. That's a terrible line through this corner, and Herschel is up the inside off the last sector here, and he's straight ahead of me, and I can't really do much to stop that, and he has taken that position with relative ease there. And Hayden's also trying to run the outside off the chicane. Can he make this work? I'm going to try and force him over the curb. I've got a terrible exit though, because I was on the curbs this time. Earlier I forced Hayden onto the curbs. This time he's put me on the curbs, which is unfortunate, but he's going to be side by side down towards turn 1. Who's got the better straight line speed? I think in the past my straight line speed was pretty good, but I'm not sure if he's running rich this time or anything, but I am definitely running rich. But now it's turn 1, I'm going to break a 100 metre board, try and get the better line, but he's up the inside, try and hold it around the outside off turn 1 and turn 2. Just force him a little bit wide, and he has to back out of that one, which is pretty good defending from me, if I do say so myself. But now it's going to be on to the next lap, lap 22, down towards turn 1, and I'm still ahead of Hayden. He wasn't close enough to go for a move that time, but he has broken a lot later than me, so he might have a chance now. And I've got a terrible run through turn 2. There's loads of oversteer. He's going to go around the outside, and with the much better momentum after my awful run, he's going to go straight around there. But he's actually onto the artificial grass, so even with that amount of difference in speed, I've still managed to retain the position just by having the inside line. That just shows you how important the inside line is there for turn 3. So we're still in 11th place, but I think Hayden's probably getting pretty frustrated at this point, because Herschel is pulling away reasonably a lot per lap, and Hayden can probably keep with him, but I'm holding him up for the entire time. And now I've run wide through this corner again. I'm not really a fan of that corner at all, especially in the wet conditions. And over the curves, and Hayden's gone straight past, unfortunately, so a mistake there from me, and Hayden's got that position pretty comfortably. But can I try and go on the outside of the chicane as he's to me? No, I can't. He's got a good run through there, but we are in a slipstream, although obviously it won't work. But I have the better straight on speed, so maybe down towards turn 1 has a chance, but he's got a very good exit off the last corner, so it's not looking likely. We're half a second back, which is not really dive bomb range, but unless he's Daniel Ricciardo. And now down towards turn 1, breaking 100 metre boards, and unfortunately we're way too far back to make a move. But he's actually locked up like the front right, and he's gone wide over the curbs there. It's like it's gone very wide in turn 2, and that's actually given me that position. So Hayden, I make a mistake, and then 3 corners later he makes a mistake, and I'm back into this position again. But now he's got a very good run off turn 3. I'm trying to force him to the inside line and then switch back to the outside, brake later than him, and pinch him onto the apex, which is what I do. There's a little bit of contact almost onto the grass there, but not quite. And now coming down towards turn 4, I'm still ahead. And now onto that 27, you can see my front left tyre is on 75%, but a lot of drivers are pitted now, including Hayden actually, and LK is behind me on fresh intermediates. I'm trying to stretch into the end, just because I was 11th by miles. If I don't try something different, I'm not getting points, so I might as well go for it. And LK has got that position pretty comfortably as he's on fresh tyres, but I'm going to try and keep it on the inside. Is that going to work? Doesn't look like it. He's got much fresher tyres, but we do have this shorter line. But unfortunately, LK on his fresh inters is going to hold it around the outside, and a little bit of contact there. I did feel a bit bad for that, because that was completely my fault, but he's actually let me go. So yeah, not quite sure what's happening there, but that was my fault. I do apologise for that. if he is watching, but down towards turn 1, he's probably going to have a better run. No, he doesn't actually, but now onto the next lap, my tyre is on 79, so it's going to get dry very near the end of the race. So I'm going to try and stretch it until the drive time, which isn't very soon, but hopefully my tyre doesn't explode. And LK has this time dived up the inside, a little bit rude there, but after what I did to him, I can't really complain. So yeah, fair enough. And now onto the lap 29, you can see 1 lap away from being dry, I'd say. The track conditions very much improved, but you can see also my tyres situation has very much not improved. It's now on 89, and my rear left is on 81 as well, so I'm setting it soft tyres, going to pit this lap if we can actually make it there. But now through turn 1, braking, and my tyre has gone, and so has my left rear as well. So 2 tyre punctures at the same time, and that has left me in a very bad situation. Herschel is right behind now, and obviously it's not going to be a very good situation, because I'm going to be at least like 13th before I even get a chance to pit. And for the dry tyres, because my car has decided to take inspiration from Fernando Alonso from Baku, and only have the right hand side of the car actually existing, which is good. So we're trying to just keep it on track really. Team Vodka Shot is a little bit behind, but these tyres on this game, if you haven't tried it, then driving with 1 puncture is hard enough, let alone 2. And you can see my controller's let me down, and I've gone into the wall, lost half a front wing. That's going to make the pit stop even longer than it already was. So yeah, pretty bad situation. But you can see DRS has been enabled, so it is time for dries. And hey, you can see Hayden is just driving past me now. And I think it's Hayden. No, it isn't. I'm actually being lapped, I think. So we're pitting for the soft tyres, but 2 punctures really hasn't gone too well, and all chances of points are now gone for the 2nd race in a row, unfortunately. So it's not going well. But it has been a really fun race so far, battling with Hayden the whole time basically, and LK as well. But an 8.5 second, 8.8 seconds, I think that pit stop is. We're down to 14th. Mills is behind me. He's already disconnected, so that is not a good situation. And I think I'm being lapped by quite a few people now. But I could go fastest lap possibly if I actually get a chance. But now MVP 0 is set fastest lap. I think he's battling for the lead, so I'm not actually lapped yet, but I'm very close to being lapped. And with my pace on this game and in this league, sorry, I probably won't get lapped. There we go. Boberts and MVP 0 have gone past me. I think Boberts, my teammate, is on the intermediates, and 0 is on dry. So 0's pitted, done an extra pit stop, and got to the caught him back up again. He's gone around the outside into the last corner. Boberts trying to hold on to the lead here, but no, it doesn't happen. 0 is running outside on those dry tyres, and Boberts unfortunately has to give way. But I'm not going to try and overtake him. There's not really much point. I've got nothing to gain, and Boberts is my teammate. Don't want to hold him up or anything. As Hayden actually gets fastest lap, unfortunately, which means I probably won't get a chance to do fastest lap, because these 2 are just going to finish the race. So yeah, not much chance of me starting fastest lap when I've just come out the pits. So Boberts now is going to finish 2nd. MVP 0 wins the race. I'm going to cross the line in 3rd, but unfortunately lap down, so I'm 14th. That wasn't a very good. Well, it wasn't a very good result. It was a fun race. You can see 0-1, Boberts 2nd, Boring Shot at 3rd, first podium of the season for him. The finished player in 4th, and then the reserve driver Zelchi in 5th, and myself in 14th. I reckon if my tyre didn't blow up, I could have maybe got 10th, but it would have been a long shot anyway. But hope you did enjoy it regardless. This has been JO83. If you did like it, then like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time.